I came into the auto road for Mount Washington instead of hiking it, because it will take us, you know, a day or two to get up there and then back down. So it's like $28 to get in per the car and the driver, and then after that, it's like $6 a person. I'm going to stop into the store here, use the bathroom, and then they said that when you drive up, you have to be in first gear because it's such a steep incline. They also gave you a CD to, I guess, listen to some of the facts and things about the drive up. Okay, started off at the base of the mountain at 11:23. It's about 75 degrees down there. I put my car in four-wheel drive low, and they recommend going up on first gear. Because I got a V8, I'm trying second gear with the four-wheel drive. They say to keep an eye on the heat of your engine, because a lot of cars overheat, especially when you're coming down. Riding your brakes for 8 miles may overheat your brakes, and you may see smoke starting to come from your brakes. Mount Madison, Mount Adams, and Mount Washington up that way. Welcome to Mount Washington State Park Tip Top House, restored from the original 1853 Tip Top House Hotel. So this used to be a hotel in here. Oh, interesting. Very low light in these conditions. They have these lanterns. Now they're electronic or electric lanterns, but before they used to be real, like, oil lanterns. Here's the bunks. There's pine needles on the bottom and the wool blanket on top. So this was a luxurious hotel. This is where the rich people would come back in the 1800s. So we can see how our definition of luxury sure has changed. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sleep here. Maybe space for one more on top. This would be the restaurant, the dining area. Cool little cast iron stove, chimney. And there's a wood-fired stove, cast iron wood-fired stove. Little dishes, big barrels down there. This was a newspaper that they used to publish from the top up here. They would send this down on the train. So even on a cloudy day, there's still stuff to see up here. We're going to go ahead and sign in. Tip Top House guest register. I'm going to sign in as Mozart and Amadeus. Land in Mount Washington Stage Company. Highest wind ever observed by man was recorded here, April 12th, 1934, the cruise instruments measured a wind velocity of 231 miles per hour. This is entering the Mount Washington Observatory. As you can see, it's so cloudy outside that the ice and the clouds just crystallize on everything. So buildings and everything get covered in ice crystals. Kind of cool we drove up today because in all these buildings, no dogs allowed, so I would have had to tie my day up outside. I wouldn't have enjoyed the whole thing. But he's chilling in the car. He doesn't want to walk. Right? The winds outside are 21 miles an hour. Temperature is wind gusts up to 32, temperature 48. What does the fox say? Absolutely nothing. That rock ledge over there that's sticking out, that's where I was just filming. I was pointing the camera down. So you can see. There's a little stream here at the base of the valley. It's really nice. It's a very beautiful, picturesque view. Basically on this side, Mount Washington behind us. Across the street, there's Great Glen Outdoor Center. Okay, here we are across the street at the Great Glen Outdoor Center. You see how the mountain rises? There's a peak here, and then it goes back up. You can't see the other peak, but that other peak up in the clouds, that's where we just were. And we're going to find out where the ice caves are. So this place looks like a big mountain lodge. Downstairs they have the outfitters. They rent mountain bikes. All right, so they said that ice caves, they don't really know anything about that. I'd have to go to Appalachian Mountain Club, and the Appalachian Mountain Club basically will guide you to a hike to get to the cave itself. They said at this time of year there may not be any ice, especially at these lower elevations. So I'm not going to be doing any hiking now. Can't leave on the dais, plus my feet are a little sore. So we'll just look at the map, and maybe we'll get something to eat, maybe go to Lake Chocorua. Said we were going to eat, so yes, we're going to eat ice cream. When days come, he gets his own ice cream dish. He's going to town on that. And I get my banana split. I talked to this gentleman who just parked his car next to me, and it was, I guess, him, maybe his son or his grandson. Pulled out a couple fishing rods, and I said, "Oh, you from around this area?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "You fish here much?" And he said, "Well, I haven't been fishing here in many years." But he said that in this lake there are bass, purple, and I forget the other kind of fish, trout, I think. So we are going to go fishing over here. Oh, tell me we missed all of that? The sun just set behind the mountain. And then the fish jumped out there, so I'm going to grab that fish. But yeah, the sun is setting behind that mountain. It took all but like 2 minutes for like the whole sun to just go